No matter where you work and what you do in the WA public sector, we all know leadership is important. In a high-performing agency, leadership is not just about your CEO or your manager. Leadership can and should come from every person in an organisation, and it begins with leading yourself. This is why we are building a shared approach to leadership for all those who work in the public sector. It's called Building Leadership Impact. It sets an exciting vision for what leadership means for our sector, one that we all understand and continually work to improve. Leadership expectations is the basis for putting Building Leadership Impact into practice. It is about the how of leadership, how people show up and approach their work. It paints a picture of what good leadership looks like and how each of us adds value to our agency. There are 4 elements in leadership expectations: context, how and where we add value through our work; expected behaviours, how we lead and what is expected of us; mindsets, how we think and approach our work; behaviours in action, how we demonstrate leadership. Let's look at each element individually. Firstly, context. Every public sector employee works in a particular context. There are 7 leadership contexts, and each has an increasing level of complexity, responsibility, and accountability. The next 2 elements are expected behaviours and associated mindsets. There are 7 behaviours and associated mindsets expected of everyone in the sector. Behaviours are visible, how we present and conduct ourselves and how others experience our leadership. The associated mindsets need to be consciously adopted to make positive change to leadership behaviours. While the expected behaviours and mindsets are the same for everyone, what they look like in action varies according to the context. This is the 4th element, behaviours in action. Leadership expectations has lots of examples of what good leadership behaviours look like at developing, proficient and mature levels. So how do the 4 elements work together? The leadership context defines how a role adds value to the agency. With this understanding of context, adopting the expected behaviours and associated mindsets leads to positive behaviour change, thereby enhancing the impact of leadership in day-to-day work. The behaviours in action provide concrete examples of what this can look like and help each person identify their strengths and areas for improvement. Understanding the 4 elements is key to the leadership expectations journey. How can leadership expectations be used? For agencies, it is a powerful approach to create a strong leadership foundation in the agency. It informs recruitment and selection, onboarding, performance and development, continuous learning, and transition and progression. Managers can use leadership expectations to model the expected behaviours and mindsets and build a shared understanding with their staff of what good leadership looks like in their context. They can use it for regular and ongoing feedback, reflection and development, along with supporting staff to progress. For individuals, leadership expectations helps them take hold of their own performance, development and progression. They can use it for self-reflection, to engage in productive feedback, identify their strengths and areas for growth, and understand how to move to a new context. What's more, there are guides and resources for everyone, individuals, managers and agencies. With each person making small and incremental changes, our collective commitment has the power to build the impact of leadership for a high-performing public sector now and into the future, so we can continually improve for all Western Australians. It is now over to you to create positive leadership change in yourself, in others, and in your agency.